Alright, hi everyone. So I'm doing a huge pivot from my last video on Zach, and I'm gonna be talking about K-pop. As a casual listener since 2014, I've been really passionate about it, and definitely have seen the good and bad parts, so I'm gonna be going over my biggest K-pop opinions. The K-pop idols debuting now are way too young, and it shouldn't be a trend. There are plenty of examples of this. One of the groups being New Jeans. New Jeans is a five-member girl group, with the oldest being 20 years old and the youngest being only 16. Like, I don't need to reiterate that 16 and 20 are both way too young. Like, the fact that these K-pop companies have normalized teenagers and kids auditioning and debuting is wild to me. It just makes me super uncomfortable as an adult since they have so much life ahead of them. And as a K-pop fan, like the K-pop industry is definitely not built for kids and teenagers to handle. The fame and status that comes with it are not easy to deal with. Not to mention the fact that I have yet to see one company that truly looks out for the idols that are under them and isn't thinking of making money first. Baby Monster is another group. They actually debuted just this year. The oldest member is born in 2002 and the youngest 2009. Like, that is insane to me. Like, the youngest is 15 years old. And part of it might be like because I feel like I'm so much older than them, but I can't imagine putting myself in their shoes and being put into the spotlight at 15 years old. Not to mention, these idols have been training for years prior to debut. Oh, and the honorary mention I'll mention for you Twice fans is Jiho. Like, I remember she said in an interview or two that she had trained since the third grade. Insane. Okay, I might get hate for this one, but whatever. It's an opinion, guys. Just deal with it. Most English only songs by K-pop idols do not sound that good. And yeah, I'm mainly talking about BTS here. And as a ex BTS fan, it's just sad to see like how their music has sort of lost like the originality, and songs like Butter, Dynamite, and Permission to Dance are just honestly not that good. It just seems too marketed to the Western audience. It reminds me of why I stopped listening to American pop in the first place. I was just tired of how auto tuned and childish pop songs were, and seeing a K-pop group lose their originality by appealing this way, honestly, it's pretty disappointing and just furthers the point I was making about companies only caring about making money. Um, Honorable mention though, I will mention ATEEZ. What up, ATEEZ fans? I love ATEEZ so much. Take Me Home is amazing, and it's one of their very few English only songs. But other than that, the other songs are trash. Okay, so this point was made entirely based on ATs. I'm sorry. If you're an ATs fan, you have taste. Like, they are the group that legitimately turned me from a casual listener to a full-on fan. I've been to only one of their concerts, and they are the absolute best. Like, if there was a representative K-pop group, it would be ATs straight up. I might make a video just on them just because, like, I'm so passionate about them. But when you see a group like ATEEZ perform and compare them to Blackpink, you start to see the vast differences in energy and talent, to be honest. Like, Blackpink's popularity is due to the company that they're under. If you didn't know, the three biggest companies to debut in are YG, SM, and JYP. When you debut under these companies, you're basically guaranteed a huge fan base and fame and clout. I mean, of course, these companies have a lot more power in the industry, so they're going to put their own groups at the top. There are so many instances of cheating when it comes to award ceremonies and which groups get preferential treatment when it comes to comebacks and things like that. When you have ATs, like, they're from a rather unknown company, so they have to work organically to build up their audience, and not to mention the fact that the general Korean audience doesn't even like K-pop. Like, so these good groups are honestly flying under the radar, and they're honestly better off just like debuting in like US or Canada. Okay, so toxic fan bases definitely make K-pop less enjoyable. This one is not that much of an unpopular opinion, but still needs to be said. One of the main reasons I actually stopped listening to BTS was just how toxic that their fandom got. Like, I'm sure BTS themselves saw this change and they're not happy about it, but they're not gonna mention it since they're richer now because of these toxic fans. To be fair, most of the toxicity I assume comes from the way younger kids and teenage fans, but still, it's hard to disassociate the fans from the group itself since the fans are everywhere. Like, you'd have to not look at any comments on social media posts of your favorite group if you're trying to avoid toxicity. But there's nothing that can be done about this since the more popular a group gets, the more likely there will be toxic fans. Dating scandals are stupid. Like, I could go on a whole rant just about this point, but don't have the time. TLDR, let the idols date for crying out loud. Like, why should I see idols of the opposite sex interacting with each other in the most awkward imaginable ways? Like, all because fans will start speculating who they're dating? Like, dating is a normal part of life, and these idols are adults. Like, let them live their lives. Newsflash, but your idol is not going to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. I honestly have a hard time accepting this toxicity comes from the Western audience. Not that the Western audience can't be toxic, but I think it does stem from the Korean fan culture, which I don't get, to be honest. Oh, and a funny mention is the fact that EXO's Chen didn't have any dating scandals ever, and then suddenly came out with the news that he has a whole fiance and child, and he still lost fans after that. Just leave them alone, y'all. Alright, that's it. See ya.